Sometimes our jewelry breaks and you just don't know what to do with it, or other times our jewelry is perfectly fine, but we're just not wearing it anymore. David Nelson, appraiser for E.D. Marshall Jewelers, is here now to help us understand the difference, really, between selling jewelry as a piece or selling it for scrap. Good to see you.
Good to see you
So
too.
is it a smart idea to do something with our fine jewelry?
You know, anytime you have something that you're no longer using, it's a good idea to let it go. You know, do something different with it.
Right, and maybe get some money to boot, right?
Absolutely.
So what's selling better than other things right now?
You know, right now gold is very high, silver is very high, so anything in the jewelry world is going to be able to sell for a little bit more money than it may have been able to a year or two ago.
And you guys buy gold, you buy silver as well. Why is it important that we bring our jewelry to someone who is an expert in this field?
Well, you know, a big portion of this stuff, you know, when we look at someone, when they bring in a piece and say, hey, what is this? What's it worth? What would you pay me for it? I'm going to look at it from several different avenues. Can I resell it? You know, is it a piece that I can put in a case and polish up and sell it? If I can't, what could I do with it? Could I break it apart? Is there gold value there? Is there silver value there? Are the stones worth anything? You know, so we're going to take it as a piece as a whole and do the best we can with it. So that means you're going to get more for it.
And we always see these advertisements, you know, we buy gold, there's gold parties. Are those advised?
You know, I mean, generally speaking, when you go to one of these gold parties or one of these little, all they do is buy gold shops, they're going to buy this stuff for 25 to 30% of the market value. So when you bring it to us, you're going to get considerably more than that for it.
So we're going to have a little party at your place.
Absolutely, for sure.
And while we're doing that, we can shop around. So you've brought some examples of what you see and different items and pieces that come into you. And what is the most popular thing?
The neat thing to know is absolutely everything on the table here I actually purchased in our store for more than the value of just the metal.
Oh.
Okay, so a lot of times, like I said, you bring some of these pieces in, maybe it's no longer your taste, maybe you're not wearing it or using it. Maybe you inherited an old piece of antique jewelry that's not your taste or style.
And this is Native American jewelry.
It sure is.
Right.
And you know, back in the 70s and 80s, this was the hottest stuff in the world. And there are parts of the world where this is really, really popular again. So sometimes you inherit it, it's not your taste. We buy this stuff, we'll turn around and resell it. So we'll be able to buy it for the value of the material and the piece itself.
Okay, so this charm bracelet, there's some missing charms here. It's not a piece that, you know, a lot of people would probably wear. Would you recommend then that we make this into a different type of a piece?
You know, I actually remember the person that sold me this. It was a little older lady. She came into the store, she said, look, I don't wear this anymore. And it had a lot more charms on it. I bought it from her, you know, for considerably more than the gold value because it was just a neat antique piece. You know, so we took this piece, we put it in the case, and you can see we've sold 3-4 charms off of it at this point. And you know, so someone's going to end up with that piece that's really going to enjoy it. So it's not going to get just melted down and tossed out. It's going to have a whole new life with a whole new person.
But if we want to scrap it,
sure, I mean, if you wanted to just sell it for the scrap value, you could, but I'm buying it for even more than the scrap value. So that's a good thing for you. You're actually ending up with more money for the piece than you would if someone was just melting it.
and if you always give us, you blow our mind with the number, how much is this scrap worth?
I brought this pile today because, you know, if I were looking at this just for the metal value, you'd be looking at about $7,000 there, which is a significant amount of money.
Absolutely.
Okay, but we bought everything, like I said, everything on the table we bought for more than the gold. There's a lot of small diamonds in here and other stones. This pile ended up being about $12,000 we paid for it.
Wow.
So it's pretty neat.
And you guys have locations across the valley.
Absolutely.
E.D. Marshall brought along a very special offer for Sonoran Living viewers. Mention Sonoran Living and get a free evaluation, and you will receive an additional 3% bonus when they buy your items. Find a location near you at edmarshalljewelers.com or give them a call, 480-922-1968 or 800-245-3142.